begin hoor.
Jy die party begin.
Ek is natuurlijk nerveus.
Oh, don't be. So, are we live and active?
Ja, boss.
Mr. Tony, we're just waiting for you.
I'm sorry, just had to get some refreshments.
Okay.
So, praat maar net eers, Vicky.
Okay,
Dus
well,
net
welcome everybody.
Fun to be here.
Thank you guys for having us and for us to have this discussion, because I had this idea, you know, many people want to be healthy and many people actually think they're healthy. Because I remember I used to think that I was a pinnacle of health just to find out that I actually was not. Tony had this discussion this morning about all the medicines I was taking, but I considered myself healthy. So I think to start out, we're just going to have a quick introduction of each of us. And then I had 5 topics that I think that our viewers might find interesting. And the idea here is not for anybody to say, oh, how great we are, but it's really for somebody to think, you know, that's me. Yeah. And because if I did not come to that realization some years ago, I would never have started a health journey. And not that I feel like I'm very healthy now, but I know the journey hasn't ended yet. And just for all of us to move forward, and maybe somebody can grab little tidbits here and there and get themselves on a health journey as well. Yeah. So I'll start. So my name is Johan Bekes from Life Changers Inc. and I'm a pharmacist, and I used to think that I'm really healthy, just to come to the realization that I was not. And then thereby, with small little changes, I started to become really healthy. And now I want everybody to know that everybody can be healthy. And if you think you're healthy, just go and review how healthy you really are. And think that there's a better life. John 10:10 says that Jesus came to give us life and life in abundance. And I've always pursued that abundance, not feeling it in my own body. And now I can truly say that I'm getting closer. So that's my story.
Well, okay, my name is Tony Robertson. I'm a nutrition consultant and from Impact Health and Wealth. And, you know, similar to what Johan was saying, we think we're super healthy, and you find out down the road. We have a few challenges here and there. And we came to that realization, well, I did many years ago, but we'll get into that a bit later perhaps. But yeah, so that's where I am. I'm not super healthy right now, but I'm trying, you know, do the best we can with what we have, with our food that's messed up. So we're trying to figure things out along the way. And our goal, my goal, and Yvette is same as Johan, is just to try and educate people and say, listen, there is something we can do. So let's figure it out and work together, and we'll get there eventually. Yeah.
Thank you. So my name is Yvette Robertson. I'm a pharmacist. I used to work in retail. My whole idea as becoming a pharmacist was to help people. I always as a child wanted to help people feel better. I had some health challenges as a child, so it really made me interested in the whole, you know, health business or medical side. But like being in the Western world medicine, you think if you're on 2 or 3 drugs, you're actually really doing well. But it's a realization of shock when you wake up in your early 40s and you can't get out of bed. Your hands hurt so badly, your arthritis is so bad, you can't walk. It would take me about a half an hour in the morning to just really be able to move. And just sitting down and thinking, but my parents didn't struggle like that. Why am I struggling like this? And it's a complete, total mindset to realize that drugs are not there to heal you. They have a place, they can help you, but when you have to take care of your health, you have to make some changes in your lifestyle, what you eat, what you drink, how much you sleep. So my story is one of coming to realize that I actually now in my early 50s feel better than I felt in my early 40s, purely because of lifestyle changes with food, nutrition, supplements. So that's where I came from. It was a big wake-up call, because only when you experience something yourself, you start questioning things. But for us in the medical world, we learn a lot of things. We just think, oh, it's normal. You take 2 or 3 things, drugs. I'm totally fine. It's not the way we're supposed to be. And just like what Johan said, God did not create us to be miserable, to be sick, to go from one doctor's visit to the next. He wanted us to have a life that is full, that is abundant, that we flourish. And we can actually go out there and fulfill the purposes that He's given us. So that's where my story starts.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to quick talk about the old story. And we've all touched a little bit about that, on where we thought we were healthy. And then I want us to transition into what was that aha moment. Because you live your life, you don't know what you don't know. Until something happens, and it might be the smallest little thing. And I hope this is going to be the smallest little thing for someone, where they realize, you know, I've always thought I'm healthy, but I really am not. Oh. Okay. So that was that.
Time to wake up.
Wat het ek gedoen?
Okay. Time to wake up.
One moment.
Some technical issues.
Technical issues. Oh, there we
Always
go.
keeps things
The
fun.
cameraman is not doing
Yes.
her job. That's it.
We'll have to pay her double next time.
Yes, yes. Maybe then.
Maybe you should just pay her.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Anyway, so my whole story, being a pharmacist, working retail, I have to say, weighing 230 pounds, thinking I'm really healthy.
Yeah.
But my narrative of healthy was, if I don't take my Pepsid at night, I wake up 3 times with heartburn. If I don't take my antihistamine and my steroid nasal spray every day, I suffer with allergies. And I was thinking, you know, getting up out of bed, being so stiff that I can hardly reach my feet to tie my shoes, was normal, because everybody ages. I mean, everybody gets old at some point, and these are probably just the price that you pay for being able to get old. And that wasn't old. Like you said, 40 years old.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time where I got out of my bed and I sat on the edge. Now our bed is so high, I'll fall off if I try to bend over to tie my shoes. But I was trying my shoes and I got back up and I was so winded. And I thought, oh, wow, you know, getting old is really hard, you know. My parents were right, getting old is hard.
Getting old sucks.
Yeah, but they made that comment when they were 60 and 70 years old, not 40.
Yeah.
But besides the point, being a scientist, I'm always interested in discovering new things. And one day I had a discussion with my lawyer, and he said, you know, you really need to read this book. Yeah, was called Younger Next Year. It was written by a lawyer, and he's an integrative medicines doctor. And so I thought, oh, I'm always up to learn something new, and I read this book, and just that small thing started a health journey for me. Because one thing that clicked in me was, when you're in winter, your body kind of wants to hibernate, because it's harder to get out of bed. You don't want to go out in the cold. Yeah. And this doctor said, but if you trick your body by thinking it's actually springtime, get up early and go work out, go do something active. You know, your body will be tricked that it's actually springtime, and springtime for most animals is mating time.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. And mating time, it's not the sick and half-dead animals who gets a mate.
Yeah.
It's the ones who are active and strong and healthy that gets a mate. So I started to do a small workout every day, early in the morning before everybody's awake. And just that one thing, that was my first step. Still far from healthy, but it was a first step into a 1,000-mile walk that I'm on. So Tony?
Yeah, if I go back, when I first became aware of any sort of health concerns, I was, oh goodness, 27 years old or so, somewhere around there. And yeah, I thought I was strong and healthy. You're 27 years old, you can take on the world. Who needs help? Who needs supplements? Who needs, that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Good nutrition and food. It's just, food is food. Eat, you're strong and healthy. And Yvette and I had been married for about, I don't know, maybe 3 years or so at that point. And we've been trying for about 3 years or so to have kids, and nothing was happening.
Yeah.
Lots of trying, being newly married. We tried, we really tried. We tried to make sure that everything's working.
Yeah.
And then a friend of ours is a doctor, and he suggested that we tried some supplements, some zinc, some vitamin E, and at that point Yvette had her own pharmacy. So we took some zinc and some vitamin E from the pharmacy, and after 3 months went for some tests, and the results were exactly the same as they were 3 months prior, before taking the zinc and the E. I thought, oh well, you know what, forget it. It's just, we'll just leave this in God's hands and see what happens.
Yeah.
And so we carried on for a while, and then we met a guy that had been doing nutrition for a while. And we got chatting, and we told him the story about us trying to have kids. And he said, you should take some zinc and vitamin E. I said, we did. We took it from Yvette's pharmacy. He said, well, that stuff must be trash, because it didn't work. So he put us onto a different brand of products, and so we tried those, and 6 weeks later, Yvette was pregnant.
Wow.
And it made me think, okay, here I am, 27 years old, whatever it was, thinking everything's fine. Only to find out, obviously lacking a bit of zinc, because we couldn't even get pregnant.
Yeah, because if you're healthy, these things should work.
It should, there shouldn't be a challenge. So it's not like there was something physically wrong in terms of, obstructions or that kind of stuff. But just, my body wasn't making strong enough sperm, etc. Yvette's system wasn't working like it should have been working, for everything to work together. So that was kind of an aha moment for me. Like, okay, you know what? I thought I was eating healthy, living a healthy diet. Turns out I was missing a few items.
Yeah.
So, and then that just started my journey into taking a look at nutrition.
Yeah.
And being young, and I didn't really get stuck into it. I learned a lot of few basic things early on, and then maybe 12 years ago or so, revisited this whole thing.
Yeah.
And dug a lot deeper, and it's been interesting.
Yeah.
Our bodies are wonderful. They if they get the right information, which is food, they can do amazing things.
Yeah.
So, and I like understanding why things work.
Yes.
So that must be my engineering brain trying to figure out why things work the way they do. So it was very interesting for me to find out a few things about.
I honestly think I know many people's brains work that way. Once they understand what's happening, like when you actually get good nutrition versus garbage nutrition.
Yeah.
If once they understand how that works, they'll might actually think, okay, well, maybe I should try that.
Yeah.
And find out for myself if it's really going to work that way.
Now, there's nothing like good old-fashioned trial and error.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
it's like I was saying to Tony the other day, the kids asked if we had superpowers, and I said, yes, we do. We have common sense.
Yes.
So in today's day and time, if you have common sense, and if you know A plus B gives you C, then a lot of stuff makes sense. So for me, the journey starting in nutrition and catching a wake up for the impact of what it does, it was about 20, like Tony said, I was about 27, 28.
Yeah.
We just started, learning more about nutrition, and we got involved in a nutrition business because we had our pharmacy, but I was like, yeah, that's for other people, it's not for me. And I came from the knowledge of, drugs.
Yvette was one of those well-educated people, right? She
Aren't
got
we
a
all?
degree in this stuff.
But I would always sell it to other people. I never used it myself. And I was training for a cycling race, and one of the products that the company we've been associated with was a Feel Better program. So if I used these products for 30 days and I didn't feel better, I could get my money back. And of course, I'm into business. I like this. I don't want to lose money, so I took it. And lo and behold, I have an accident at this race, and I break my jaw in 3 places, lost 16 of my teeth, skin all lost from my face. It was a disaster. I hit the tar head on with 3 cyclists in this accident. And so moving forward, in that week that they removed all the teeth and the bone and my mouth is wired up, and I go to this maxillofacial surgeon. We went, he did the surgery on Monday. By the Friday we go there, and this guy is like, you are healing incredibly fast. We've never seen anything like this. The skin on my face, the scabs all came off. It was brand new, beautiful skin. There was nothing. The stitches in my mouth healed, and I'm sitting there thinking, the only thing I did was I took these supplements.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm 1,000 miles from my house at a doctor I don't know, and he says, have you done anything? I said, well, in the last month I started taking, but I did speak like that. My mouth was wired up. I said, I did take these supplements. He goes, oh, I know those. They are fantastic. And I'm thinking, wow, maybe I should look into this a little bit more. So that was my wake-up call to the effects of nutrition on the body. Yeah. So we fast forward a little bit now. Like I said, we moved to America. We come from South Africa. Moved to America, and then in my early 40s, I started realizing that this hurts, that hurts. This is not right. We do eat healthy. We cook our own food. We don't go eat out a lot. What is wrong? And slowly but surely, with Tony and myself, the weight keeps creeping up. Don't know what is going on. I would say one of the biggest aha moments to me, I just said, God, you have to show me something isn't right. Something doesn't make sense. Why is it that people younger and younger are more overweight, not feeling well? And I remember that morning I went onto YouTube, I pulled up a video, and it was a couple of world-renowned cardiologists, endocrinologists speaking, and they were speaking about stuff that nobody else was speaking about. And it was the impact of our diet, our lifestyle, on how people lose weight in that. And it was the importance of how insulin works.
Yeah.
And that was my wake-up journey, because I always used to feel like people are overweight because they don't have enough willpower. They must just be very bad, because the rest of the people are so good. But when I watched that biology and I realized what nutrients we need, how the biology worked, and that guilt, shame, and condemnation that people place on themselves was a wake-up call for me in one video. And I went, hang on, this is not how God made our bodies.
Yeah.
So that started a journey for me that Tony and I have helped, I would say, hundreds of people, if not more, on a journey of health, healing, because through that knowledge, realizing the biology of how this works, and that people become, they're hungry the whole time, they want to eat the whole time, they crave the whole time, but if you give them the right nutrients, you change the foods, all of a sudden, we've had people that were diabetics for years that are better. We have people that had problems with their eyes, and we just say, well, this is what we did, and they can see. So I would say that was probably one of the biggest aha moments, and it's been about a good 5-6 years now that we've walked a totally different journey of looking the way God created our bodies and uplifting it to optimal performance.
You now mentioned something. I want to go a little bit off the trail. And I want to go revisit something that the medical community have been teaching people for hundreds of years about eating less and moving more. And the thing to me is, and I know exactly what you're talking about, we've been kind of on the same journey here. And there's people, I see people every day where the medical community have told them, oh, but you have to cut your portions, because that is why you're so fat and that is why you're diabetic.
And that guilt makes
Yeah.
people depressed,
Absolutely.
anxious.
And then, on top of that, the workings of insulin, the doctors say, oh, well, we're going to have to give you insulin, but you better lose weight. But it's impossible.
Insulin is your fat storage hormone.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. You talk about eat less and move more. And I don't know if anybody out there in this wide world has ever watched The Biggest Loser.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen anybody eat so little and move so much in my life. Right?
Yep.
They lose weight. Yes, they're going to lose weight because anybody can lose weight eating 800 calories a day.
Mm-hmm.
And exercising 8 hours.
But have you
Yes.
ever seen a Biggest Losers winners reunion show?
Yeah.
There hasn't been one. Why not? Because they didn't stay winners. They kind of went back to their old way. Because why?
We have to
You cannot exercise 8 hours a day.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. You cannot. And you cannot out-exercise a bad diet.
Mm.
All right? So yes, eat less, move more. I'm sorry. To me, it doesn't work that way.
So I want to, at this point, I want to put a little call of action there. If you an overweight diabetic person and you need help, you really need to speak to these people. Reach out. Don't second guess and say, oh yes, but what are they going to say because I just can't lose some weight. There's no
I don't
condemnation.
exercise enough. I
There's
never.
no condemnation. Get the help you need.
Yeah.
Get the help you need. Otherwise, that abundant life is just not going to be there.
Yeah, for me, I sit in church sometimes and I watch the amount of people that are struggling, that are big, that are obese. They're struggling to get up. They cannot walk around
Yeah.
much. And I think, yeah, how clever the devil has been able to manipulate people in believing that if I just exercise a little bit more, I'll be healthy. And they fall into deeper and deeper and deeper condemnation. And that's not the truth, it's a lie.
Yeah.
And just giving people a little bit of the truth, and it's not always trying to sell somebody on something, it's trying to alert them and wake
Yeah.
them up to a better life.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. Yvette talked about, the condemnation side of it and the guilt
Guilt.
and
Shame.
if you're heavily overweight, how many people actually get up and about and just run around and go do and have a big
And be
social
their
life?
best self. They don't.
They don't. So
Yeah.
if you're the kind of person that is sickly, whether it be overweight or other medical reasons, that you can't get out and interact with other people, how are you going to spread the good word?
Mm.
How are you going to go talk about Jesus out there if you're stuck in your lounge the whole
Yeah.
day because you can't get off the couch?
Yeah.
And
And
you're too
you do
embarrassed to
shame.
go out.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, there's bigger implications to it than just having a bad diet.
Yeah.
All right. Look big picture. Look long term down the road. All right. Johann said it. John 10:10. I've come to give you life, and life abundantly. And you can't have an abundant life sitting in front of the TV,
Yeah.
not being able to move.
Yeah. And again, there is no condemnation. It's just take action, do something, get the help you need. And the help is around, and you don't have to go pay someone to get the help you need. There's people around you that's more than willing to help.
Yeah. Free of
Yeah.
charge.
Free of charge.
Well, let me just add something to that, Gucci, is the one thing I've noticed that there's a lot of people with thyroid issues. And I delved into that because I started having a thyroid that wasn't working, and I'm thinking, why is this happening? And I watched and read videos and watched doctors and read things up, and I finally found a young doctor who was on the same journey as I don't remember what his name was, but God put him on my road in the right time. And he literally showed me that with the right minerals and nutrients, I could get my thyroid to work again.
Wow.
Now, Where have you ever learned about that happening?
No, you gotta get a prescription.
And
Mhm.
so that's just the kind of things, and that didn't cost me any money. I wasn't consulting anybody.
Yeah.
It was just the knowledge that I gained, and I'm like, this works.
Yeah,
And to be able to share that with other people for the
Yeah.
same thing,
yeah,
And you know what Yvette said there, it didn't cost her any money.
that time.
yeah,
And I think at the end of the day, listen, there's no money in telling somebody to change their diet and get some supplements, but there's a lot of money in prescriptions.
yes.
All right.
And repeat
there's
customers.
two pharmacists that have people coming in day after day after day to get medication for something that they don't need to take medication. All they need to do is change the kind of food that's on their plate.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Small little lifestyle hacks can take you for a long way.
baby steps, folks. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
I
Yeah,
think what it is we want to give people hope, because we obviously,
Absolutely.
all of us are in this line of work because we want to give people hope. We want them to know
Yes.
that there's a better life.
Yeah.
You can feel better, but it's a choice you make.
Yeah, and you know, for the reason for this video, also the relatability, because even though we're in healthcare,
We all struggle.
were we healthy?
No.
No. We did all the same stupid things that everybody else is doing, and also mostly because that's a narrative we were taught.
Yeah.
You were taught, you know, it doesn't matter what food you eat, just eat less of it, which is total baloney.
Yeah.
I mean, we all were told, oh, you gotta exercise. And when I started my journey, I started exercising. I was moving more, quite a lot more. Sometimes I would get up in the morning, I would do a 2-hour cardio session. Right? Do you know how much weight I lost?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Probably
Mhm.
picked up 2 pounds.
Probably. And I tell you, you know, there's many people out there that they think they're doing the right things, but they don't see the results, because all the medical literature would tell them, oh, you have to do this, and this would be the results, and it doesn't happen.
Doesn't correlate, no. Mm-mm.
So, and that is why we're in this boat, because we want to not only be there as a resource, but there is hope. There is definitely hope out there into a better, healthier, happier life.
There's always hope.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care if you start your health journey, your weight loss journey, whatever it is. I don't care what age you are. You could be 25, you can be 55, you can be 85. As long as you're still sucking air, there's a chance that you can make a difference.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Yvette just whispered something in my ear here. 5 years ago, and this comes back to exercise. I changed my diet. All right. I made a few changes, took a lot of stuff off my plate, and added a lot of other good stuff.
Yeah.
Much more yummier stuff. And I was trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
All right. And so I lost 37 pounds, but I didn't do any exercise. I made a point of not doing any sort of
Yeah.
exercise to see the effect of exercise on weight loss. I lied. The only exercise I got was when I walked upstairs at night to go get into bed. All right, that's about it. I didn't join a gym. I didn't start running 2 miles a day. Nothing. I just changed the food, lost the weight, and I've managed to keep it off. And I'm embarrassed to say I still don't do much exercise.
Yeah.
All right. But again, exercise is good. You know, it's good for the muscle tone,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But it's not going to make you lose the weight.
No.
And it doesn't keep you healthy.
No.
It certainly helps you lose weight.
Yeah.
All right. Because I've noticed the one day I did just one meal a day for about 3 days, and on the second day I was very busy. I was busy doing some work at home, up and down the steps. I'm busy tiling. So it was a very active day. And I weighed myself in the morning, and by the end of the day, I was like 2.5 pounds down. So yes, a bit of exercise does help,
Yeah.
but it doesn't help you exercising, but still eating the same amount of food.
Yeah.
All right, because then your body's not getting a chance to use some of that stored energy.
Yeah.
But just exercise alone is not going to do it.
Yeah. To get back on track, if you look at yourself now, if you compare it to the old story, do you feel healthier? Do you think you're healthier? And are you there yet?
No, not there yet. It's a lifelong journey.
Yeah.
And it's something that you've got to think about every day. What am I going to eat today? when you're in the store buying groceries, what groceries am I buying? Am I going to even go down the ice cream aisle, or am I going to bypass that? All right. So those are choices that you've got to work on every single day. So no, we're not there yet, because it's a continual thing.
Yeah.
In terms of the way I feel, you know, I've been fortunate when I started taking some supplements and getting into a bit of better nutrition stuff. I'd never taken any supplements in my life, and I felt okay. Physically felt okay. I was pretty strong. And then this friend of mine told me about the products that helped us fall pregnant. So I've stayed with those products. They're good quality things made from food. So I've never had the bad experience of taking store-bought vitamins and supplements and that sort of stuff. So I can't even compare to trash that's out there.
Yeah.
But I will say this: we certainly do feel good. You know, I did a meeting in Florida once, and I told the folks, you know, the average age there is like 110.
Yeah.
All right. So I did a meeting there. I was talking about nutrition and some stuff and some skincare products, and just trying to stay healthy, keep the skin healthy, and all this kind of thing. So I finished the meeting and I said to the folks, "These things are wonderful. I'm 72 years old. You know, I think I look pretty good." So, anyways, not everybody gets my sense of humor. So the lady, the hostess of the function, she comes to me later. She says she was in the bathroom after the meeting. There were two ladies in there saying, "Can you believe it? He's 72 years old. I should have get some of that stuff." And I'm thinking, I should just maybe tone down the humor, because not everybody gets it. But no, I think, you know, we are now 53 and some change. And, you know, I feel pretty good for that age. You know, I don't have those brown spots, those aging spots they call them. There's no reason to fall apart after you hit 50 or 45. Absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
You know, you can stay in shape and stay strong and healthy and look good and feel good. You know, it's possible. Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember, because I told you my story where I was sucking all these antacids and antihistamines, thinking that I'm healthy, but now I'm also taking the same supplements, following the same type of lifestyle. And I was just thinking the other day, getting out of bed with like zero pain, no stiffness.
It is good.
And you know, I'm the crazy one around here because I get up at 3:45 every morning to go exercise. There's not a lot of nuts out there, but I'm definitely one of them.
Definitely one of them.
And
you stand the whole day.
yes, and then I stand the whole day in the pharmacy, and I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then I come home because I've got this project that I'm working on that I devoted an hour to every day, and somehow I make the time to also still have time with my family. And now, when we have time, family time, because my old narrative, if I had a day off, I'm on the couch.
Yeah.
Because I worked hard, I need my rest.
You deserve a day on the couch.
Now if I have a day off, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? We got to do something. And I think finally my kids have their dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, life is short, Johan. We aren't guaranteed of any number of days. Okay, so if it's a day off from work, yeah, we're all tired. Everybody's tired. Everybody works, you know. But just to take that day and just spend the whole day trying to recover, life's not about just trying to recover from 5 days of work, all right? Yes, you got to get some rest. But heck, on your day off, go do something. You know, like you said, take the kids, go whatever. When we're done here, we are going on a little off-road trail, and hopefully my wife will join us. We're just going to go find out what the desert is like out there in Arizona. You know, so time is short. Yeah, all right. Just have some fun in life. Stay healthy, stay strong, and you can do all sorts of things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just to come back to your question, is like what it's like now. So I think one of the most incredible things to me is I don't have that brain fog anymore. I used to, I went through a period of where I was like, I felt like, is this what it's like to get old? I can't think. I can't remember something. And I would wake up in the morning and everything would be a haze. It would be like, man, you know, this doesn't feel right. And I haven't had that in years.
Mm.
And that to me is incredible because I speak to people that are much younger than me and I hear them say that and I'm thinking, you know, if you change what you eat and you just supplement where you are lacking, you won't feel like that.
Yeah.
And that also, like Johan was saying, when I was in retail, I would get up in the morning, or no, I wouldn't get up. I would sit up. And Tony would have to help me because my feet did not want to work for at least a half an hour.
Wow.
In retail, I couldn't open the bottles. My hands were so sore. I can't remember any of that. And purely through nutrition, diet. But it is a choice you have to make because many times I'll speak to somebody and they say, you know, you don't have to live like that. No, I'm not willing to change my lifestyle. I want to take my pills. I want to feel like this. You know what? It's all a choice.
Yeah.
The thing is that you can give somebody the hope to say there is a different way of living, there's a different way of eating, but you must want it.
Yes. Yeah.
And that we can help with that. And I can tell you my journey and I can give you the examples. But if you don't want to, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. And you know, the thing also, I think there's a lot of people, because I've spoken to somebody recently in the pharmacy about changing a few things. And there's a lot of fear out there. Yeah. There's a lot of fear, the fear for change and the fear of what am I going to have to give up.
Yes. Yes.
And
change.
Yes.
Change in general for people, change is scary.
Yeah. Because there was one person who came in and he said he quit smoking. He tries to quit smoking. And he kept on saying, and this is something that I learned. He kept on saying, oh, he quit smoking so many times. And I thought, you know what? I was on that boat. I quit smoking several times.
So it's easy to quit smoking. You've done it several times.
Oh yeah, I did it over and over again. But then there was one day, and I remember it was leading up to my 40th birthday. And I sat down and because we had a rule, don't smoke in the house where the kids are, because the kids don't need to breathe in your smoke. So I need to go outside, away from my kids who haven't seen me the whole day, to go have a cigarette because I had to have a cigarette. But that was a choice.
Yeah.
Then, at that point, I decided, you know, for my children, because I actually like my kids and I like to be with them, I'm going to make a decision not to quit smoking, but to become a non-smoker.
No, it's a different way of looking at it.
Different narrative. Because now you're not actually giving something up, you're gaining something. And that is a healthy lifestyle. You're not giving up the unhealthy, you're actually gaining something new. And then that is a much easier decision to make.
It is. Yeah, definitely.
So in getting where we are now, this healthy state, I know for me it wasn't something that happened overnight. It was a journey.
It is a journey.
And I never knew there was a word for it. It's actually called Kaizen. It's a journey of 1,000 miles, begins with one step. And I always, even before I knew about it, I was telling people, there's all these things, healthy things that you can do and probably have to do, but choose one. Don't attempt to do everything, all these 10 things, because you will fail. Try one thing and then build on it. After you've done this one good, then add something more. So in your experience, was it also a journey that started with one step and that we're all still on? Or did it really happen overnight?
It's a bit of a combination. Well, for me anyway, the overnight thing was, dang, Yvette's pregnant. All we did was change, the type of supplements we bought. To me, that was like, Okay, but then from there, it's a progression of learning more about nutrition and that sort of thing. And that's been 20-something years now of just learning the whole time and making a few changes. And like Yvette said, about 5 years ago, just over 5 years ago, I watched a little video, and I'll plug this video for whoever wants to hear about it. It's why we get fat. And I think, did you get on YouTube, Gary Taubes? I watched this video, 58 minutes long, and the last probably 3 minutes is, for me, was the most important part, because it all came together in the end, and it's like, bing, the light bulb went on. And I thought, man, this is something that I can just very easily show people. Okay? But it's been a journey again from there till today, because we've had to learn about how different foods affect us. All right, like carbohydrates spike your insulin, and you spoke about insulin. And I did a talk just on Thursday about insulin and the bad side effects of insulin. We're talking things like cancer, vision loss, you name it, heart problems, kidney failure, all because of a hormone called insulin. Yeah, insulin's super important. We need it, but if there's too much of it, it's going to kill you. All right, so you're learning these things the whole time, and for me, there's nothing nicer than learning something and then trying to teach somebody else what I just learned. Not everybody's open to learning, so that's something else I have to learn, and that's part of the journey. But in terms of where we are today in our health, it's just been a constant, what's the word I'm looking for? Decision, daily. Okay, decision. What am I going to eat today? How much am I going to eat today? And I mentioned earlier, just avoid the ice cream aisle when you're in the grocery store. Go past the bread aisle. Go to the stuff that's fresh, that can go bad. And I tell people all the time, if you can shoot it or pick it, you can probably eat it. All right, so go for those sort of food groups. But again, it's something that you have to learn and just constantly remind yourself, day in and day out, why am I doing this? Am I doing it so I can look good, or because I enjoy feeling good? All right, so it's a lot of baby steps along the way, but you get to a point where it kind of becomes, it's your lifestyle, it's just the way you do things. And that's what we're trying to help people understand, that you can change things and it can be that way for the rest of your life, and you're not losing out on anything, you're not missing out on anything. So it's fun, it's enjoyable.
So, answer your question, does it happen overnight? No, it does not. Can you make a decision overnight to make a change? Yes, you can. Is it a journey? Yes, it is. I always refer to what Paul said. We have to renew our minds every day. So if it means it doesn't help that you renewed your mind yesterday. You've got to renew it today. You've got to renew it the next day. So it's all about a decision. And I know when I've had bad days, I'm just human. There's no perfection with regards to how I eat, lifestyle. It's choices. And I've seen, the one thing I've tried to help a lot of my friends with and people that I know is you've got to start to listen to your body. Because we've grown up in a Western world where we think the only person that can hear our bodies is our doctor, or blood work, or things like that. But I always say to people, how do you feel? But we've kind of switched off the brain-body connection because, I'm going to have to go have my blood work done and then I know how I feel. But how do you really feel? When you go to bed at night, what hurts? When you get up in the morning? And I think that's a journey that I started on. And then I realized there's certain things I cannot eat. There's certain things I cannot drink. If I drink them or eat them, I don't feel well. Tony has found out that he's highly allergic to MSG. We could never understand, you go to a Chinese restaurant, you eat some, good old Chinese food, and the next day he is just about dying of a headache. Major, on the couch, cannot do anything. Finally to realize, MSG. But if we don't train ourselves to go back and go, what caused that? Why did I feel like that? But not just running to the medicine cabinet to take a pill for that, because there's a reason for that. So my big thing that I always love to teach people on is, and make them alert, is how do you feel? And because then through that, it's a journey.
Yes.
So every day you have to decide, like if I go work out, I love working out, I get my muscles stronger, my legs are strong, I can do stuff, and I want to keep doing stuff. But if I decide not to go do that, I'm going to have certain consequences. So it's definitely a journey. It's all about choices. And you're not alone in this. There's a lot of people out there that will support you, but you have to make that decision.
Yes. Yes.
Am I going to do something, or am I going to sit and whine and let all my friends always listen to me just complain and give them all the excuses? If that's up to you.
Yeah, that's a choice for sure.
Yeah. And life is all about choices. So,
Yes.
you know, you just have to keep making the right ones, hopefully the right ones.
I want to throw something in quickly.
Yeah.
You mentioned a lot about supplements. And I get these people in the pharmacy and in my business always saying, oh, but I just eat healthy food. How important, I know what supplementation did for me, but how important is it really?
Can I do something?
Yeah.
Okay, so we moved to America
18 years ago.
18 going on 19 years ago. We've always cooked our own food. We've always eaten healthy. We've never been people that go out and buy takeout. It's just not part of who we are. And we really both felt that we weren't feeling good. Something was different. Something was weird. So realizing that there's something lacking, that's when our journey started with the food.
Yeah.
We always realized that, you take supplements and blah, 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 that's good. But your question, why do you need to supplement if you eat healthy? We ate healthy. We always had vegetables. We always had good proteins. Never had too much sugars and, sweets, none of that stuff. But we weren't getting any better. So the whole realization for me came when I did my thyroid, the function was going down. And I learned and studied how everything worked and how I needed minerals.
Yeah.
And we all know these statistics, that a bowl of spinach that has how much magnesium and nutrients and minerals 50 years ago is depleted to only 10% of that amount. So I could either eat bowls and bowls and bowls of kale and spinach and things that's got potassium in it. I couldn't eat that much, or I could supplement.
Yeah.
And within an 18-month period of supplementing with all those minerals that's supposed to be in the ground, supposed to be in the food, supposed to be in the leaves, wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I learned on my own, because I always say, I think maybe I'm a little bit of a slow learner, but when I get there, it's wonderful, because it's an aha moment. And then when people tell me, oh, I eat healthy, and I say, I used to think so.
Yeah.
But my blood work didn't show that, because my nutrient levels were so low down, and we always cook our own food. We always buy fresh and all that kind of stuff. So when people tell me that, I give them that example and I say things changed, because I needed those supplements to get my body to function. So it's again, if somebody says that, and there's a lot of ignorance in the whole. I would call them the Western medicine, because most people eat healthy, but if you just eat you buy hamburgers, you just buy pizza and that, there's not much minerals. You're gonna have energy, you're gonna have food, but you're not gonna have any nutrients.
Yes.
Now, I think you have to define or understand different people's definition of healthy.
That's true.
All right, because some people, they think a healthy diet is only 7 slices of cheesecake a week instead of 12.
True.
Okay, crazy example, but I use the absurd to describe the absurd. Okay, so yeah, our job is to try and help people understand what healthy is. And like Yvette says, our food isn't as good as what it used to be. All right, food is genetically modified these days. There's so many pesticides out there. Strawberries have like 50 different pesticides in them. Wow. Just to get a nice strawberry, nowadays a strawberry is almost the size of an apple.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, a strawberry was the size of a grape.
Yes.
You know, so it's kind of taken on a whole new life form there. And you've got to ask yourself, what's happening? I remember I walked into the grocery store the one day down the road from us at Albertsons. And as I walk in by the produce section, there's a board there, chalkboard, and they've drawn this grapevine on it and whatever it is. And it says, new arrival, new apple. And I'm thinking, well, God was busy last time.
Yeah.
He made a new apple brand here. And I'm thinking, come on, where do you suddenly get a whole new apple
Yeah.
in nature? This thing was man-made somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, and you start eating things like grapes, which is a
Yeah.
combination of a grape. It's an apple that tastes like a grape. I'm thinking, seriously?
Cotton candy.
Seriously?
Um,
It's just-
grapes.
Even worse. Cotton candy, grape.
Yeah.
It's just, come on. So, yeah, I eat fruits and vegetables all day. It's healthy. Okay, did you wash them? Did you get the pesticides off?
Mm.
Are they GMO free? Are they organically grown? Is your meat free range? All that kind of stuff. And it's difficult, you know, it's difficult in this world. Companies like Monsanto said, we're going to save all the starving people in Africa. That's why we've got to make genetically modified corn so it can grow anywhere in the world so we have enough to feed Africa. Those people are still starving.
Yeah.
And yet,
With
yeah,
no nutrition.
they're burning piles of corn because they can't get rid of this stuff here in America. But the people over there are still starving. So, you know, the whole food system is just a little bit messed up.
Yeah.
So you got to do things out of the ordinary. You know, got to change your shopping habits, learn how to read labels, get some good supplementation in your diet, that sort of thing.
Well, Tony was saying changing your shopping habits is so important. You go into a store, just buy on the outside. Don't
Yeah.
go to the inside aisle. That's where all
Yes.
the boxes are. That's where all the bags are. You go to the fresh produce, you get the good meats, you get the cheeses and everything. You just go around the outside.
But there's
Yeah.
one aisle you do need
True.
to go down, that's the coffee aisle. You've got to
The coffee beans, they healthy.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, if you're buying organic coffee,
Yeah.
Yeah.
organic coffee beans, if you have to have coffee, make sure it's organic.
And I think the big thing that we've all learned is we're not 100% perfect.
Yes.
But you came back to it's a day-to-day thing.
Yeah.
So today I'm just going to try my best. I'm not going to like snack on something because I grew in a habit of snacking when I used to work in the pharmacy because we couldn't eat. Because we worked for 12 hours, so I used to drink 6 Diet Cokes or 6 Pepsis, and I thought I was healthy,
Yeah.
and I ate a box of crackers. That
Yeah.
was my day, my
Yeah.
food. So just being able to say, I didn't snack today, that's good.
It's a one already.
That's a win. Just, you start little bit. I work out every day. I eat healthier every day. All that stuff. But so now you start adding something else, growing onto that.
And I think a lot of those things are habits.
Yeah.
You know, snacking is a habit. But if you have something decent to eat, let's say for breakfast, and you have a good hearty breakfast that fills you up, by 10 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock, I've got a snack. Even though you're not hungry, habit says I've got to go grab something to snack on. Why are you eating if you aren't hungry?
And
Comes back to
so-
listening to our body.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we've cut off the brain-body connection because we're listening to what other people say.
There was a time where I told Alice, you get into this mindless thing.
Yeah.
You don't think about, because when usually over Christmas all the old ladies bring us cookies and
All the
chocolate
eats and treats.
and then you'll walk past it and without thinking
Mindless.
grab it, put it in your mouth, and then, oh, you know what, I really don't want, I actually made a decision not to eat it. Now it's too late, it's already down the hatch.
Well, I've had one, so I might as well have another one.
Yeah, and it's that mindless actions, it's just, you know, the mind connection that you were talking about.
Intentional living.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make that decision, actually visualize a box of cookies there, and telling your mind, I'm not going to take that today.
But I think also, if you understand a little bit about what happens once you've eaten that cookie, what effect it's going to have on your body long term.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to get stuck somewhere, either on your butt area, your waist,
Yeah.
or your flabby arms, or it's going to get stuck somewhere in your heart. It's going to do something somewhere.
True.
all right, and it's just a little piece here, I'll grab just one here, but at the end of the day, you sit back and you look, okay, and I tell people this all the time, write down every single thing that you put in your mouth. I don't care if it's a glass of water, a beer, a cookie, a piece of steak, it doesn't matter what it is, write it down. And then at the end of the day, go look at your food journal.
Yeah.
And you can see, oh, I understand now why I've got heart disease, or why I'm overweight, or why I'm diabetic. Just looking at this, oh, okay. But we don't take a mental note of it through the day.
Yeah.
And by the end of the day, you think, well, I had dinner. Yeah. But you don't think about everything between.
Everything in between.
And when you woke up that morning, about all the little things you ate.
Yeah.
So,
And I just always say, and I said this to Tony always, is we are what we eat.
Yes.
It's just, it's
So
just
true.
what
That's
it is.
why I'm
If you
Yeah.
are not taking care of what you eat, and you just eat anything, and you do the mindless eating, you're going to have mindless results.
Yes.
yeah.
Well, guys, this was fun.
We should do it again.
I really think we should. And I do think there's a lot of value that a lot of people, even if it's just one thing here and there, grab onto that one thing and take action. And for everybody out there, just to let everybody know where to find us, you are obviously on Facebook.
Yeah. And I'm on Instagram. I think it's Tony_Robertson. And you can look in the link in my bio. There's more information there if you need anything.
I'm also on Instagram and Yvette Robertson, I think. And on Facebook as well. There's some links in there. So reach out if you have any questions. We're always willing to help. And it's just, I think the biggest thing we struggle with is to really see that other people can see the potential, that there is hope, they can change things if they're willing to make some changes.
Yes. And I want to urge everybody, even if it's a decision that you make today, that you're going to start the discussion. That's already one step. Reach out to any one of us on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can find us. Start the discussion. Start the discussion. It will change your life. It's that one step of 1,000-mile journey. And that's it from us. God bless you guys, and thank you guys, Yvette and Tony. This was awesome.
We'll do it again.